that you came in today, but let's hear what is it that brings you in actually?
Well, I came in today because I need to leave my husband. We've been together for quite some time and it's just not working. We don't get along. There's lots of verbal arguments. There has been physical violence before, but I can't leave because he won't allow it. And what I mean by that is he'll stalk me, or he'll call my job, or he'll call our oldest child and ask her things about me or where I'm at, what I'm doing, or he'll do things in my car to where I can't drive it, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I just want to leave though.
That sounds like a pretty terrifying experience. I'm so sorry that you're having to go through this. How long have you and your husband been together?
I met him when I was 15 and he was 22, and I've been with him since. So it's been about 14 years. We've been married, 14 years on and off. We've been married for, I think it's been 6 years. We made 6 years in April. And yeah, it's been about 14 years altogether.
So you met him when you were quite young.
Yeah, I was in high school.
Wow. And I heard you mention a child, so you two have children together?
Yeah.
And how many children do you guys have?
We have 2.
You have 2. And what are your children's ages?
12 and 2.
12 and 2. Boys, girls?
Girls.
Both girls. Have they ever witnessed any of these arguments or any of these physical altercations?
The oldest one has, for sure. The 2-year-old, she's 2, so she
Yeah.
hasn't been around, but the oldest one has witnessed both physical and verbal. Yeah.
Do you feel as though he has ever lashed out on your daughters?
I don't think so. When it comes to that, I should have mentioned that he has had drug problems in the past, and when I've tried to leave in the past, he's relapsed, and that's where most of the violent behaviors come from, and the stalking and so on and so forth. And as far as with the children, he does not physically or verbally, do anything to them, but what he'll ignore, the oldest one, he'll ignore her calls. So he won't answer her calls, or he won't pick her up from school, or, he'll just ignore her.
That must be really difficult for your daughter to go through and witness as well.
Yeah.
As far as the stalking is going, he's coming to your job?
So again, I left him once before the first time, and that's when the major problems were. And so what he does is he's relapsing, and like I said, he relapses, and what he'll go away for days. Nobody has heard from him, and I could be at the grocery store, I could be at family's house, I could be at work, I could be at another male friend's house or a female friend's house, whatever, and he just pops up.
He just finds you.
He finds me and he'll send me text messages. I see you, I know what you're doing. You better come out before I hurt you and stuff like that. So
how many times have you tried to leave him?
when he went to jail, when our oldest was about 5, I had no contact with him for the 2 years that he was in prison. He got out, we rekindled it. We got married, so I think it was into our 3rd year is when things were just not going right, and I left. And yeah, it was just hell.
So you mentioned that he was incarcerated. What were his charges?
Oh, all his charges are grand theft charges, and I think he had possession. He may have had possession charges.
Okay.
And I don't know how, but he got a gun charge, not charged for it, but he had a gun. I don't know how that he didn't get charged with that.
Yeah, I don't know either. Has he ever seeked any type of treatment for his drug or alcohol problems?
He's Hispanic. He doesn't believe in any of that.
So he's never had any type of like therapy or gone to AA or NA or anything like that? Okay, so what I'm hearing a little bit right now is that, you know, you have your two daughters, 12 and 2, and that your husband, that you guys have been together for about 14 years, but on and off, you know, obviously he was incarcerated for 2 years at that time. But after you rekindled it, before he was incarcerated, did you have any issues as far as anything verbal
The
or?
first time, or he's been in jail multiple times.
Oh, okay, so
Right.
yeah, before he was incarcerated that first time, the one where he was in there was the 2 years, the longest time he was in there. Yeah, did you notice anything earlier on in your guys' relationship, any warning signs?
I didn't, because I remember I was young myself, so I'm just this teenage girl, like in bliss, la la la, and I have an old man, and he has a car and a house and a job, so I didn't see it then. As I got older, yes, but then I didn't see it as, it was norm. It was our norm. That was our norm. But arguing back and forth, that was our norm. But now that I'm older and I have this child, you know, my oldest, it's things that he does are acceptable, and of course he's a man and he doesn't understand change, so that's where a lot of issues, we bump heads and just things just, you know, I think we're on different paths, and he doesn't understand that.
I hear you. I hear what you're saying. Especially, you know, when we're young and we see that, it's almost like a sense of security,
Yeah.
right? That we are finding in someone else, and we're in such a rush to grow up sometimes, you
Yeah.
know? And in him being 7 years older than you know, that's definitely plays to his advantage because he's lived more life than you, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to talk to him about going to maybe couples counseling or seeking help together?
We've talked about it this time, but I don't think that I want to. I have put up with so much verbal and physical abuse. I have been there for so much, and I shouldn't have had to been there. You know, I don't think that I want to. I think that I just want to be done and live my life with my children, but I can't because I've seen the way that he acts, and I've seen it's scary because he knows people, and he knows how to find people, and he knows I just want out, but I don't know what to do.
So correct me if I'm wrong, I'm hearing you say you've really checked out of this relationship.
Yeah.
You're ready to move past this relationship. You don't feel that there's anything that could fix you two. Okay. So have you ever filed a police report?
I have. I have filed a domestic violence report. My mother told me to take it back, and I did. And that was only one. I never did it again.
I think it's important after this that we get in touch with the local police and that we do file some type of statement or report because you want to have this documented, especially with you two guys having the two children together. If anything goes to court, which it most likely will, if we're looking to separate, legally, you're going to want to have that documentation on your side, and not only that, but for your safety, for the safety of yourself, as well as your two kids. Although he's never touched your children, when men sometimes get that possessiveness of their woman, they'll do irrational things, and we want to protect your children as well.
Okay.
But your oldest daughter's obviously in school right now. What would be let's actually go back a little bit. What's your support system like here?
The only person that I really open up to about the situation is my older middle sister. She's a middle child, and because she's been through this before, she's been through divorce before, I should say. So she's the only one that I trust. I have a very hard time trusting people and being vulnerable with people. It's just not something that I grew up with. So she really is the only one that I've been open and honest with about the situation.
And what would your thoughts be about staying with her? Do you think that would still, because he obviously knows who your sister is, do you think that would still put you in harm's way?
Yeah, because when he relapses, he doesn't care about anything or anyone.
Absolutely. Now, do you feel like your greatest concern right now is getting your children out of the house, getting yourself out of the house? How are you feeling about this whole situation?
That we're not safe. Well, we won't be safe. When I do tell him I'm leaving, if I tell him, I don't even know if I should tell him or if I should just leave, but that is the biggest concern, is our safety and where are we gonna stay to be safe and he can't find us.
Absolutely. Well, I think along with filing this police report, in which I will be right there with you, and we'll do it together. Have you ever heard of Leave?
Yeah.
So I really think that we should get you connected with Leave. What that is they have safe houses. It's for women that are dealing with violent relationships. When they run into these types of issues all the time. And they can provide a safe house where no one will be able to contact you. They wouldn't release your information to anybody. So that would give you some time to kind of, get out of the situation. I would maybe recommend leaving when he's not home, if you could, just to be as safe as possible. And then getting to Leave. Do you have a vehicle? Do you have a form of transportation?
Yeah.
You do? Okay, great. And then once we are at Leave, what they could do is we could pull your daughter out of school.
Okay.
Would you be willing to place her in a new school, in a different school?
That was going to be my next question, because he knows what school she goes to, so how would I protect her? But if that's something that we could do without him knowing, yeah, absolutely.
Of course, this is all going to be with the release of information that I told you about earlier, but we'll go ahead and get in contact with your daughter's school.
Okay.
And what's the name of her school?
She goes to J.C. Blythe Elementary.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and get in touch with J.C. Blythe and let them know the situation and what's going on. And they're going to be well versed in this. They're going to know how to handle this situation. We're going to let them know that he is not going, because he's going to call them, he's going to try to show up at the school. From what I've gathered from you from past experiences of you going through this. So we'll get in contact with them so we're all on the same page. And what we can do is then with Leave, they'll have a list of programs. They also, have programs there that are perfect for students. They have activities for children. They have, daycare for your daughter that's under 2 as well.
Okay.
So, and she could stay there. I guess my next question is, what are you thinking about wanting to do with your job?
I don't know. I like my job. I'm excelling in my job. I'm up for promotions, and I really don't want to leave my job. So that's a big dilemma for me.
Absolutely. What a tough situation to be in. I'm sure you worked really hard to be where you are. And I mean, if you're in line for a promotion, they don't just hand those out to everybody, Is there any other, with the company that you work for, where do you work?
I work with children.
You work with children.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Is there, it takes a special person to work with children, so that's beautiful. Is there any other locations that you could transfer to? Is this the only building?
It is the only building that they have. I don't know if maybe I could take like a leave of absence. I don't know if they do that, or if that's something, if they knew my situation, if I could like maybe like use FMLA or something. That could be something I could ask them if I explain to them my situation, and maybe I could just take a few months off.
Absolutely. FMLA, we can totally, let's go ahead and we'll get you in touch with the Sac County and their office and see, what type of options we have as far as supporting you. In the meantime, Leave is actually going to have all of that information too. They also have lawyers on retainer there that would be able to help you initiate the divorce process.
Okay.
I mean, when I say divorce, how does that make you feel?
It's fine. That's what I want to do. It's just a matter of keeping my family safe once I let him, know or send papers that that's what I want to do.
Right. I mean, what I'm hearing you say is, it's not just about you.
Yeah.
It's about the girls,
Yeah.
right? And they got to be your biggest priority, I'm sure, And so I really think Weave is the connection. How are you feeling on the inside? Is your mental health good? Are you, using substances or anything to cope with the difficult situation?
No, I've been in therapy for a while.
Okay.
So I see a therapist, and I've in the field that I work in, we kind of teach kids to have coping skills. So of course, as adults, need to have healthy coping skills as well. So no, I channel my depression in my color, or I paint. I like to paint. So because I'm so over it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm fine.
Okay.
I think I'm fine. I just kind of want to just be done with it and just move on. So I don't drink. I don't smoke. So.
Have you spoken to your therapist about the situation that's going on right now?
A little bit, not much, because again, like I said, it takes a really, really long time for me to be open and vulnerable with people. I've been burned in the past, and it's just something that stuck with me into adulthood. So, really, we just, when the first time that it did happen, that's when I first reached out, and I felt like I struggled with, by being bipolar. I felt like I was bipolar because I would shop. Like, that's how I dealt with the stress. I would shop, and then I would instantly regret buying what I bought. And after doing research on the internet, I guess that was part of the symptoms. So that's kind of what we touched on, and that's where the coping skills came in, like how to deal with this, instead of doing this. But no, I don't. I have to still trust my therapist, and I am not quite there yet. So.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much for being so brave and honest and open with me today. It takes a really strong person to be able to reach out for help, and we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that you're safe, that your girls are safe, and that this process gets initiated so you can really, begin to move on with your life. And we can really leave this past in the past, because you've got a full life ahead of you. And at this point, I don't think it's conducive to waste any more time. So what we're going to do is you and I are going to get in touch with the police. Do you have anything going on right after this?
No.
Okay, let's go down to the local police office, the station together after we're done here. And I'll be right there with you, and we'll go through this together, again, just to get some documentation. And then I'm going to get you set up with Weave. Do you think that your sister would be able to help you get everything out of the house?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we've kind of got someone there to support you. Do you need any other help? Did you need me to set up anything with anybody else that...
No, I don't think so. My sister, she's pretty good. She's my help.
Do you think you would need any assistance from any police officers or anything like that?
No, I don't really want to bring too much attention to me while I'm there.
Absolutely.
I know his work schedule, so I can go in while he's working.
Okay, perfect. So I think we need to do that as soon as possible.
Okay.
When do you feel like you could make that happen?
In the next couple of days.
in the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get on the phone with Weave as soon as we're done at the police station, and I'm gonna get everything set up through them. And again, we're gonna get a release of information, so I'm gonna be able to stay in touch with them. Now, your daughter, they also have a child psychologist there.
Okay.
So in case your 12-year-old needs someone to talk to, is scared, is nervous, she's leaving all of her friends, and 12 is such a pivotal age in a young girl's life. So we want to make this transition as smooth as possible for her. And what we'll do is we'll get something set up and we'll get her started in another school as soon as possible. They're not going to allow her to fall behind. And also, I think we really need to get in contact with your work. Would you like me to get in contact with them, or would you
I
like?
can talk to them.
Yes, okay, perfect. If you feel like you need someone to speak to them, or if they need, and sometimes there's some paperwork that needs to be filled out, especially if you're doing like FMLA or anything like that. Please just tell them to reach out to me.
Okay.
And we'll have to sign a release of information form for that too, but I will not contact them. That will only be if they contact me, okay? Because I don't want to interfere with your job, but I think it's really important that right now you look at your safety first above all else, and the safety of your children.
Okay.
So I think that those are some really good places for us to start. To me, I don't see any physical signs of abuse right now. Did you want to make an appointment with your primary care physician just to have a full body examination to make sure
No, I'm okay.
you're okay?
Yeah, it's just when he gets the bad news, he might start, getting crazy or whatever, but
It's that tunnel vision.
yeah, but right now, everything's like a fake happy home, so it's fine, I'm good.
Okay. I just have to tell you how much I admire your strength. I really appreciate you coming in today and being so brave and so honest. I'm going to get in contact, like I said, with Lee. We're going to go to the police station right now.
Okay.
And within those next 2 days, I'm going to really want you to get out of the house, and I'm going to want you to talk to your work.
Okay.
And also, tomorrow morning, because I think the schools are closed for the day, tomorrow morning I'm going to contact JC Blythe
Okay.
first thing in the morning
Okay.
and let them know what's going on. So we're going to get a release of information for that too. And again, that's just so I can stay in contact with them. You have my phone number. Call me at any time. If anything's going on, I'm here for you every step of the way, okay? I'm here to guide you. I'm here just to be a support system for you. To bounce off ideas, to bounce off questions, concerns, whatever it is you may be feeling, you're not in this alone. And mostly that's what I want you to know, okay?
Okay.
So is there anything else that I can help you with right now?
Nope, I don't think so.
Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll pack up. Did you want to ride with me, or did you want to drive yourself?
We're going together.
We'll go, okay, perfect. We'll go ahead and go in my vehicle then, and again, just let me know if you need anything. I'm here for you, okay?
All right, thank you.
It's so nice to meet you, Gail. Again, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.